Hi everybody, welcome back to Ox Talks. It is Friday, November 17th, 2023. Hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you tuning into the show. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos and please, most importantly, share these videos with your family and friends in our continued endeavor to wake people up so they know what is going on around them, and so hopefully they can better prepare for what is going to come. Sometimes you have to just look at the past to see what is coming in the future, and things work in cycles, and we are going into quite a super cycle of a downturn, in my opinion, in the coming year and possibly even years. A few articles I want to cover with you today. The first one this morning I saw, which is incredible. It says the U.S. Post Office loses $6.5 billion. It says the postmaster blames inflation and junk mail. So I'll discuss the article with you, but again, another government-run, federally run operation losing billions of dollars. Folks, if you're in private business for yourself and you lose money, guess what? You're out of business. You're done. There is no printing press. There is no one unless you're going to go and start taking on debt to subsidize your losses. If you are not making more than you are spending, you are out of business. You're bankrupt. So this article goes on to say, it says, CNN reports the U.S. Postal Service lost $6.5 billion last year, and it predicted it would break even. So it missed the mark by just a bit. The Postal Service had projected it would break even in the fiscal year that ended September 30th, on its way to annual profits this year and going forward. It says its results are particularly disappointing because it received a bump in its revenue earlier this year when shippers shifted package volume away from UPS because of the threat of a strike there. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy blamed the loss on inflation, raising costs for its operations. It also sent printing prices surging, which significantly reduced the amount of junk mail marketers sent via the mail. It says the Postal Service reported that revenue from shipping and packages, now the largest segment of its business by revenue, edged up 1% to $31.6 billion, even as the volume fell by 2%. First-class mail also brought in 2% more revenue, climbing to $24.5 billion despite a 6% drop in volume. The biggest hit was $920 million, or 8% decrease in revenue from marketing mail. I did a little bit of research, and when you put in the search, who subsidizes losses for the United States Postal Service, a whole lot of responses came back that said that the U.S. Postal Service is not taxpayer subsidized. But I also saw an article from Reuters, which was early last year, that said the Senate had passed a $50 billion financial relief package for the Postal Service. I didn't dig in too much deeper to that, but if that's accurate, then they're just getting subsidized by the federal government's printing press and taxpayer dollars. So if they run a $6.5 billion loss in a fiscal year, oh well, we'll try harder next year. It's because printing costs went up and the cost of ink went up. Obviously, inflation has an impact on everything. But it's just another indicator of a mismanaged business that is going to be allowed to stay afloat. It says the cost of ink and paper has risen so much that marketers are sending less junk mail. How about the fact that the cost of stamps has been rising year over year? Sometimes the Postal Service raises the cost of stamps more than once in a given year. And I pulled up some info on that as well. But, when stamps are costing 66 cents, why would you not opt, if you could, especially if you're a consumer that's trying to, to save pennies wherever possible, in these inflationary times, why would you not then be taking advantage of online bill paying? Or why would you not be taking advantage of, direct electronic payment transfers like Zelle or even PayPal or things of that nature, rather than, let's say you have, 8 or 10 bills that go out every month at 66 cents per stamp, that can add up. So the stamp issue is interesting because before this article came out today about these staggering losses with the Postal Service, there's an article that was released by Axios back about a month ago, and it says the Postal Service proposes fourth stamp price increase in 2 years. And it says the price of postage stamps could increase again in January of 2024, the fourth rate hike in less than 2 years under a new United States Postal Service proposal revealed Friday. Rates went up twice this year in 2023 with increases in January and July. They also increased in July of 2022 and August of 2021. What they're saying, it says, USPS said in a statement that the price adjustments are needed as inflationary pressures on operating expenses continue and the effects of previously defective pricing models are still being felt. So I just rubbed me the wrong way. I understand the Postal Service provides a needed benefit, but in a lot of respects, it's antiquated. There are a lot of problems, and it's frustrating that my tax dollars and your tax dollars apparently are going to subsidize this negligent run operation. Okay, the next article I thought was sad, actually. Someone in my workout class yesterday said, we watch your video. She watches the videos, but said, can you start to talk about things that are more uplifting? And obviously, we have a lot to be thankful for. But the point of this is to get information out to you about what is really unfolding. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of good news these days, despite what the cheerleaders on the mainstream media want you to see, hear, and believe. This is out of Personal Finance from Fox Business Today. It says many older Americans are having difficulty managing debt, AARP survey indicates. And it says persistently high inflation has forced many U.S. households beyond their budgets, and some older Americans, many of whom are on a fixed income, are feeling the stress, according to recent data. AARP's 2023 debt survey released last month found that nearly 3 in 4 Americans ages 50 and over carry some form of debt, especially credit card debt, which recently hit a new record high. It says 59% of respondents said that they carry credit card balances month over month, which means they're not paying off their debt every month, and that means they're accruing interest. It says, and many expressed feeling anxiety over the level of debt they're carrying. 1 in 3, 34% of older Americans with debt said the burden has caused them to feel stressed within the last year, and roughly 1 in 5 says caused them to feel depression. 61%, listen to this, of nearly 7,400 people that were surveyed, adults who carry debt, said they feel their level of debt is a problem, including 16% who said it's a major problem, and of those, nearly half, 46%, owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt. And what at these rates of interest right now, what are they paying just on minimum payments every month to service that debt? It's really sad. This is an age group of people that's supposed to be slowing down, winding down the day-to-day grind, enjoying their last years, presumably have had the ability to save some money and to be able to let off the gas pedal a bit, and that's just not the case. It says, quote, when you look at the survey we just completed, you'll see that most of the people had credit cards, but there's an awful lot of mortgage debt being carried by people into retirement. Much more than used to be, say, 30 years ago. Lori Trowinski, Director of Finance and Employment for AARP's Public Policy Institute, told Fox Business. So people are entering the retirement years with mortgages they have to pay. They're carrying credit card debt. We're also seeing auto loans. And the article concludes by, well, it says, quote, "So it's not just one thing, it's many types of debt," she said, and that's also showing us that a lot of people are having difficulty managing all the debt as they go into retirement. It talks about Social Security. It says, although folks who receive Social Security income receive cost of living increases, retirees and other Americans say they're struggling to make ends meet. So it's just further indication that things are going in the wrong direction. All classes of citizens in this country are feeling the struggle, are feeling the pinch. The mainstream media is out touting that inflation is falling, and that remains to be seen. I did a video the other day saying that I believe that is a head fake. That's not what is happening at all. The cost of everything is up. We all know that. The last story for today I'll share with you has to do with potential more job cuts coming in 2024. And this was an interesting comment. There's a Yahoo Finance article as well. Talks about billionaire Citadel founder Ken Griffin. Says employers won't go the extra distance to keep hybrid workers on the payroll. Quote, "It's an email to all and goodbye." And this is talking about workers that since the pandemic have been working more from home or splitting time between the office and home, and how much allegiance these employers are going to show to these people in the coming months and years when, the economy keeps worsening and layoffs keep increasing. And it says, despite being beloved by many, pressure is mounting against hybrid and remote work models. During the pandemic, many employees grasped a new level of freedom for the first time. It helped careers stay in the workforce, opened doors to staff who live more remotely, and improved work-life balances for many. It says, but bosses want their teams back at their desks where they can see them. Increasingly, the biggest names in business, from JP Morgan to Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, are telling their employees that if they don't return to the office, they'll need to look elsewhere. It says workers who aren't at the office are frequently more likely to find their name on a layoff list, said Griffin, because they have less of a personal connection with colleagues. We've all read about companies that have fired thousands of people on Zoom calls, it says. It's like, here's the email to all, here's the video conference with a bunch of people, and then they're saying goodbye over a Zoom call. As elsewhere, reports have surfaced that laid off Twitter employees were simply locked out of their laptops overnight, while ex-Google staffers told Fortune they were sent offboarding documents via email. And this is the takeaway. Griffin claimed during a sit-down with Bloomberg at the Citadel Securities Global Macro Conference in Miami, quote, "It's a very different moment in American employment history, where I believe the bond between the company and the employee has become weaker." And Griffin told the Miami conference one of his concerns for 2024 will be how the unwinding of COVID-era talent hoarding will come about. He said it's been really hard to hire people, and as such, your large companies have been very reticent to let people go no matter what the circumstances are. What they're saying is there during the pandemic, certain large companies were hoarding talent and paying them just to be on the payroll to influence competition. They're saying that's coming to an end as well. So you've already seen huge layoffs in the tech sector. You're going to see more layoffs in the tech sector and across the board in all industries, as we've been discussing on this show, and you read and see on other shows as well. So with that being said, I will leave it at that. We're not quite 15 minutes. I'm in the office today. I have several Zoom calls this afternoon. Speaking of Zoom, trying to get some cases settled. Got a couple of new lawsuits I have to get filed early part of next week. So things, I'm very fortunate. I do have work right now. Things seem to be consistent. I don't take it for granted. None of you should take any of your employment opportunities for granted. All of you, in my opinion, should be exploring ways to create different revenue streams for yourself, to make yourself more financially independent and more financially resilient. I know there's struggles out there. I know a lot of you are, it's paycheck to paycheck. Hang in there. This is a channel of hope as well, but and promise. But you have to know what's going on. Please get your exercise in today. Get your steps in. Go walk for 20 minutes or half an hour. Get some push-ups and sit-ups in. And with that being said, I anticipate uploading some videos this weekend. So I'll see you all soon. Bye.